Why don't you eat it and let me know if it's really good?
I keep telling you it's not.
That could be just
You
added
ever heard
on
the old
there.
saying, if you paint it?
No. Hopefully. Depends on who does it.
All right, time being 7 o'clock, March 14th, time for the Benton City Hall Council meeting. Ready, Chris?
Yes, Mr.
Can I
Mayor.
get a call to order and roll call, please?
Ellick.
Here.
Gates.
Here.
Fluhop.
Here.
Stark.
Here.
Parmenter and Hastinius are absent.
All right, y'all rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, need a motion to approve the agenda with one change. We are going to pull item R off of new business.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Bethany, second by Tammy. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now I can get a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. Any got any questions, comments, concerns?
Look at all those businesses.
Incorrectly, because I didn't have any paper clips.
You need a paper clip?
No.
I need like 25 of them. I have a lot.
All right, anything? Not? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now it's time to receive and file communications, petitions, and remonstrances.
Not received any, Mr. Mayor?
Nothing. Moving on, time for committee reports.
Nope. We only had budget.
All right, moving on to citizen input. Council won't take any action on public comments this meeting, but may do so at a future meeting, and please limit your presentation to 3 minutes or until my little pink timer runs out. Anybody? Introduce yourself, where you live.
Misty Meisher, 710 6th Avenue in Benton.
What do we do for you, Misty?
You guys think that this is old news about my property, and it's not. The old steam plant. Why is the east building still standing? Is it discrimination against me? The underpass, like I have so many pictures of buildings that need to be torn down. And I know that you look at me like, I don't know. I don't like the way you look at me. You lied to me. Blake has lied to me. Blake lied to the judge. That property was in my name, and you guys made my mom tear it down. I asked Blake about the E school, and he said that Danny Dubois couldn't afford to tear it down. My mom couldn't afford to tear down that building. And it was in me and Matt's name. So tell me how that works. It's discrimination against me. So I want to know what the problem is.
Well, we operated on the information that was provided to us, Misty. And there is no discrimination at all. That property's been on the radar for years.
E school.
Yep, and it's due. And it is now padlocked and chained and condemned. And
You
it's
guys
in a
haven't tore
tax
it
sale
down.
notice right now.
You gave us 6 months to tear that, or 4 months to tear that building down.
Because you knew the condition
No, we
and the
didn't.
conditions of the property when you bought it.
No, we didn't. It was never disclosed to us about that being condemned. It was not
When
disclosed
you
to us.
guys first bought that property, we made it very clear what needed to be done.
But you guys did not say it was in the middle of being condemned.
Well, I think we actually did discuss that
think
with
we
Matt
did,
when he came
Misty.
in here.
We did, that's the difference. That property that you have was on the radar and being worked on by council, by Blake, by the police department before Blake, for years, literally years.
And we gave him every opportunity. We discussed
get
it,
that.
and we had a plan, and he agreed to it, and did not come through on his end.
And I get that. And then my mom gave me her part. right? She gave it to me. She forgave the loan. And you still made her tear it down. But that loan was forgiven. Blake said it was illegal for her to do that, right? It wasn't. If all the information was disclosed to me and I took responsibility, she could sell it or give it to me. And she did. And you guys still made it come back on her.
Because the title at that time was still in her name, Misty.
It shouldn't have been. We have the papers
But
and
I
the
don't
rights
know
and
how to do
everything
that.
before court.
That's
I have
not what-
proof. I have proof. I
Not
have.
at that
I have the. I don't have the deed because Matt took it. He's a narcissist. You guys know this. He tried to kill me twice. Like, I'm afraid. I'm just.
Then your next stop needs to be down the hall to the
You're right.
police department if that's what's going on.
No, I mean he's in prison, but like, you guys, he was a narcissist. He didn't tell me everything, but come on, my mom's name was on that, and she gave it to me. I knew what you guys were trying to do, and you did it. You financially like ruined her. And that was
See,
supposed
it
to be
didn't have
mine.
anything to do.
But it does. The East School is still standing. You guys got that underpass. It's being held up by like
And I'm
twigs.
trying to explain to you that the East School is being worked on. As Bud said, it's in the process of being condemned. It's padlocked to the public.
So was mine. And you guys made us tear it
Yes,
down. And mine
ma'am.
was deemed
And it
safe.
took years to get there.
It was
and that
deemed
is
safe.
what we're working towards with the East School.
Okay, it was deemed safe. My property was deemed safe by a structural engineer. It was a safe property. We were ready to restore. We were doing that. We were in the middle of it. Blake showed the judge a picture of a junk car. It wasn't even ours. He said that our materials that we had on that property was junk. They were not junk. They were the materials. They might have been used because they
Well,
were from
I'm
the
going to
woods.
stop because the 3 minutes are up and we're not going to sit here
See,
and give
this
this
is what you guys
conversation.
do every time. Okay, this is discrimination. You guys screwed me. Okay.
Then fine.
Yeah, go hire a lawyer. But we can't afford one.
Please note that we got the bird on the way out as part of the minutes. So,
Okay.
all right. Anybody else? Anybody out there?
If anybody wishes to address the city council, please use the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom app. I don't believe we have anybody out there at this time, Ms. Willard, as public.
All right. And moving on to old business. I need a motion for third considering adoption of ordinance 1097, ordinance amending provisions pertaining to sewer rates.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Andrew. Anybody got any comments? Roll call.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark,
Yep.
Gates.
Yep.
Elwick.
Yes. I move to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Andrew, second by Bethany to adopt. Questions? Roll call.
Stark,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Gates.
Right. Now I need a motion for third consideration adoption of ordinance 1098 and ordinance amending provisions pertaining to water rates.
Motion.
Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. Anybody got questions? Roll call.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Andrew, second by Bethany to adopt. Any questions on that? Roll call.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item C. Now, motion for second consideration ordinance 1099, an ordinance amending provisions pertaining to solid waste collection.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Andrew, second by Bethany. And this is reducing their monthly bail down.
Correct, for landfill
Correct.
portion.
We got questions? Roll call.
Stark.
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Gates. Fluhop,
Yes.
All right. Sliding into new business. Now's the time for a public hearing from Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Housing Fund application. Open that public hearing. I bet you're here to talk about that. Can you introduce yourself?
I
to
can,
everybody?
yes. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay. I am Paula Mitchell from East Central Iowa Council of Governments, ECOG, and we are a grant administrator, and we're writing the grant for this developer and for the city for this project. So there are some required points that we need to cover as part of the public hearing. That's part of the application process. So I will just move through them, and then if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer questions about those or the related items. So first of all, regarding how the need for the proposed project activity was identified, the City of Vinton has determined that CDBG DR funding assistance would be beneficial in helping to create additional affordable units in the community. And the vacancy rate for owner-occupied housing in Vinton is currently less than 3%. And within a housing market, 5% is really considered to be market equilibrium. So 3% indicates that there is a demand for some additional units for owner occupants. The August 10th, 2020 derecho storm impacted housing availability throughout Iowa and more significantly in Benton County. And this created even more pressure in the housing market within this community as well as others throughout the region. So regarding how the proposed activity or project will be funded and the source of funds, the construction of 5 new for-sale units in Vinton will be funded with an amount not to exceed $1,210,000 in CDBG disaster recovery funds through the Iowa Economic Development Authority, if awarded, and also private financing and developer funds that are being refined. So we'll know those numbers by the time the application is submitted. The date that the CDBG disaster recovery application will be submitted will be no later than March 31st, which is the due date. And the amount of federal funds to be requested again will be an amount not to exceed $1,210,000 based upon the per unit cost caps. So again, the developer is still refining some numbers, but that would be the maximum requested. Regarding the estimated portion of federal funds that will benefit persons of low and moderate income, all of the CDBG funds will need to benefit households that have incomes at or below 80% of the area median income level. So all of the units will need to be sold to people who earn less than 80% of the area median income. And that's adjusted for household size. But just as an indication, for a one-person household, the income limit would be in Benton County $53,400, and so it's adjusted upwards for each additional household member. But that would be kind of the baseline. In addition, everyone would have to qualify for a fixed-rate mortgage in order to purchase. So these would be bankable buyers. Where the project location will be, the proposed project will be constructed on vacant lots located at 909, 913, 1001 West 13th Street and 1201 and 1205 G Avenue in Vinton. Regarding plans to minimize displacement of persons and businesses as a result of funded activities, we note that because the project is to be constructed on vacant lots, which the developer already owns or has otherwise secured site control, no displacement is expected to occur as a result of this project. And then regarding any plans to assist persons actually displaced, we again would echo that because of the nature of this project and location, no displacement is anticipated to occur. And then finally, the nature of the proposed activity or project. We note that funds will be used to construct up to 5 new homes for sale to qualified households, and the units will be designed to make them more resilient to any future natural disasters. There are some resiliency features that are incorporated into the homes. One of the items, I believe, is a safe room that the developer is contemplating, but there are some other features that they can choose to incorporate that would make them withstand future disasters a little bit better. And then lastly, all units will need to be marketed for the first 4 months to households that were impacted by the 2020 derecho. And that can mean a number of things. They don't have to have had a direct housing impact. If they lost power, lost food, were unable to go to work for a few days, there's kind of a whole list of ways that under this grant they could qualify as a disaster impacted person.
So in other words, just about anybody who lived in Eastern Iowa.
If you lived in Lynn or Benton counties in 2020, there's a strong chance that you would meet that criteria, yes. So that's all of the information that we have to present at this time, but we can certainly answer questions.
Anybody got anything else? Questions? That it? I can close the public hearing now?
Unless anyone from the public is free to speak.
No.
Scott Meyer wish to speak.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. You got You got anything, Scott?
Negatory.
Alrighty, I'm gonna close the public hearing then. Alright, now I need a motion approval resolution authorizing and directing the ECOG to submit application associated document for funding for the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Housing Program, round 2 to the Iowa Economic Development Authority.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Bethany, seconded by Riley. That was a mouthful. Make a roll call, please.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark.
Yep.
Gates. Fluhop.
Yes.
All right, now I need a motion to approve a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign a service agreement with the East Central Iowa Council of Governments for the CDBG DR application at preparation for the administration and project delivery of the CDBG DR Round 2 grant, if awarded.
Motion.
Second.
Nice job.
Motion by Bethany, seconded by Andrew. Roll call.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Stark.
Yes.
That doesn't even make D like even worth it. Item B, approval of the City of Vinton Fair Housing and Outreach Plan.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Tammy. Any questions? Roll call.
Elwick.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Gates.
That's it.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Paula.
Thank you.
Yes. Moving on to item E. Now I need a motion to approve a resolution to amend established traffic control devices pursuant to the City of Vinton Code of Ordinances.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. These would be the new handicap accessible things out yonder. Okay, any questions? Roll call.
Gates.
Yep.
Elwick.
Yes.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item F. We did excuse Dakota from being here, so we're gonna go ahead now. He had some very important wire engagement. So I need a motion for approval of resolution approving transfer of property previously sold to Dakota Sellers, AKA Doodah Properties LLC, 512 West 6th Street.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. Anybody got any questions on that? Roll call, please.
Elwick.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Fluhop.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item G. Now I need a motion to approval of resolution to declare certain city property as surplus property.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Tammy, second by Riley. And these are a tractor and a mower.
Yes.
Can't use them, Tom?
No, we got a new zero-turn mower to replace this one. We've had some issues with it, and that's disclosed in the ad. And the other one is a 50-year-old John Deere gas. Can't get parts for it anymore. Works great, but when it dies, we're done. So,
Okay.
have no use for it.
Anybody want to buy a 1968 4020 gas?
It's a nice one.
John Deere?
Painted red. it
With
would run
a
lot
cab.
better.
Well, you can actually work on it, so that's nice.
How's that? Smooth.
How does it get sold?
Emission free.
Andrew will do gov deals like we have all other city surplus.
Any council members bid on that stuff?
Yeah, on the side.
All right. Roll call, please.
Gates.
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Stark.
I've tried
Yes.
that. It hung out. I had to drive out to Indiana to pick up a boat motor because I got hung out there. All right. Move on to item H. And I need a motion approval resolution to approve disbursement of the hotel motel tax proceeds to Vinton Unlimited.
Motion.
Ooh, motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Anybody got any questions on that?
This is done every year.
Yep.
And this is
Roll call.
Stark.
Yes.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Elwick.
Yes.
And here we go. Now I need approval to pay estimate number 1 of Woodruff Construction for wastewater treatment plant improvements.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Anybody got any questions on that? Roll call?
Stark,
Yes?
Elwick,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Gates.
Alright, moving on to item J, now need approval of quote from Urban Motors to purchase the 2024 GMC Sierra for $44,125.
Second?
Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Matt?
Alright, we did this already one time.
Yes, we did.
In transit from the dealer in Minnesota, from wherever the car was to the dealership in Minnesota where Bill was going to pick the truck up from, the truck was damaged and they didn't tell Bill until he was like halfway up there. And then he called me and he's like, hey, the truck is damaged. They repainted it. They took it to an auto body shop, blah, blah, blah. Do you still want it? And I was like, hell no, I don't want it. It's like been in an accident. It's a brand new truck. So, so in response to that, sorry, can I go on the record and say that? I guess I already did.
That's fine. It is what it is.
So anyways, in response to that, he said that he had another one that was potentially on the hook that he could get that was a year newer, so it's a brand new 2024, is $2,000 more expensive. So obviously the original bid that you guys approved was for 42,000. This is for 44. But we get a year newer truck that's only $2,000 more, and it's only costing the taxpayers of the city of it
Well,
$2,000.
you have it in your budget already.
Yes, I have it in my budget, but I mean, like from the
difference of
from the 24,000 we had from the other burned truck and the 18,000 from the depreciation of the playground that we got, that was $42,000 that covered it. This is an additional $2,000, which I already have in my budget to get a brand new 2024 versus a 2023. And it's already in the city. It's not damaged.
Let's keep it that way.
I mean, once Brian Elwood gets a hold of it, I can't make any promises. But
That I don't know if you can say. Can we strike that?
yeah. We just won't let him drive it.
I'm kidding. Okay. Have we got any questions on that? Roll call, please.
Stark,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Fluhop.
Yes.
Thanks, Matt. All right, now I need a motion approval of quote from Gurney, which would be actually Bert Gurney, for $18,009 for actuator replacement at the wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Andrew. Craig?
Yes, sir. We had two of them, I don't know when they put them on, but they eventually both quit working, and they control the valve, and they control the flow coming from our clarifiers and back in circulation, so we're having a hard time controlling. They're brand new valves, but you set them at a certain rate or a certain flow rate, and they either float way open or they float completely shut, and then it messes up our testing, and so we'd like to get them replaced, get them updated,
And then things freeze up, and then
yep, yeah, so.
all sorts of things happen. So yeah, Craig and I have actually been going back and forth this, 6 weeks now?
No problem.
Trying to get it all straightened out, so.
My original quote that I got was $75,000 for one, so.
Yeah.
I figured that probably wouldn't fly very well, so. I put Bud on it, and he got me these guys.
So we were looking at replacing one,
Yes, yes.
and then they sent out the startup costs. And so we decided we could save another $1,500 because we went and bought the second one later. It's going to cost another $1,500 to have them come stop or put it on. So, and he said both of them were bad, so we opted to try and do
Yeah,
that
one we haven't
with you
used.
guys' blessing at the same time to try and save some money. So,
And keep us in compliance, I guess, with our testing, so.
any other questions on that? Roll call, please.
Gates.
Yep.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to item L. I need a motion for approval quote from the Aspen Equipment for $650 for the chipper truck and box.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. So for the memo in there, this is the one that we just got to get it in order, but none of the funds are going to be dispersed this year. It's all part of next fiscal year, and it's split between VMU and
And the city, correct. And I have Scott's online if you have questions for him about it.
I don't. Anybody got questions on it? Roll call.
Stark,
Yes.
Gates, Fluhop,
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
And FYI, that was part of our new budget.
Yes, for the upcoming fiscal year budget.
Moving on to item M, now I need a motion approval of business improvement grant award to the Flowers by Nature Corner.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Little caulk and sidewalk repair.
Yes. Right, well, I was gonna be on site.
Anybody got any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? None. All right, now I need a motion approval of business improvement grant award to Ann Fry Gordon.
Second.
By Bethany, second by Andrew.
Yeah.
Can we table this one, Mr. Mayor?
Probably should be tabled.
Because you may not have enough members here to pass.
I did some work there and I probably shouldn't, but
All right, I gotta withdraw the motion.
I withdraw my second.
All righty. I was wondering if you were gonna have some stage.
Yeah, it was,
So,
yeah, I should have said something.
all right, that one is gonna get tabled till we have a larger group. All right, moving on to item O, and I need a motion approval of an annual service proposal and contract for Wheeling Outdoor Warning Sirens.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, seconded by Riley. So these are the ones that wake everybody up.
Yes, it does. And it would be, if approved, it would be funded out of 119, which is emergency last year for.
And this is because of the closing of Dwayne Arnold, they are no longer maintained and do anything with them.
Correct, Mr. Mayor.
All right, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to item P, now I need an approval request for the use of city lot at 106 East 4th Street.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Well, let the mystery come true. That's all we had in our packet was that one line.
Okay.
You want us to come up now?
Yes,
You bet.
I thought you just passed it, wow.
Yeah.
We can help. Quick, roll call. Does everybody know us? I think I know everyone up there, so. Marcy Horst,
Emily Hinkle.
Carolee Reese,
Melody Snow.
and we are here as a subcommittee from Vinton Unlimited, and after the Iowa Economical Development Authority came to Vinton and kind of did a look through the whole town, they recommended that something be done in the abandoned space across from the courthouse where Klingman's used to be. So we got this subcommittee together to talk about putting in a pocket park. And we think that it'll be a great aesthetic, good focal point for people coming into town. A great first impression. It's right across from the courthouse, so a lot of people come into town to go to the courthouse and they'll see that. We've talked to Vinton, the Parks and Rec, about a potential ice rink in the winter, and it would be a good park to do that. We could potentially we are only proposing to use the Klingman's lot. We've talked to Mr. Fisher. He is not willing to sell his portion, but I think he would entertain letting Vinton Parks and Rec use it to put an ice skating rink on. So that's another use for it. We want to provide a space that is really low maintenance. You will see as you look through the packet that the plans that we looked, the planting areas that we've looked at we've talked to Fraser Nursery about it, so that they are really low maintenance. They're Iowa native plants, easy to care for. We will have room for one food truck at a time, so it would be a great lunchtime spot for downtown businesses, and
lots of seating. We have a lot of events, seating for lunch, and we have a lot of events that happen at the courthouse lawn, so it'd be a really nice little area for people to sit. And we are hoping, if you guys give us permission, to do it start it this fall and continue, hopefully be wrapped up by the beginning of next year, the beginning of summer next year, or spring and summer. So the questions that we have for you is, can we use the park to do this? And some ways that we would like the city to support the project would be, we would like to level the space and have it seal coated. And we are asking for the city to donate the labor and the materials to do that. The bathroom consideration has been talked about a lot. It's kind of more expensive than what we want to tackle, but I think it is something that's really necessary to Vinton, so that's another thing that we would put back on the city. If you guys would like that, we would like you to take care of that. And because the city already goes through downtown, picks up the trash regularly, it seems natural that the city would just pick up the trash from the trash cans that are at the park. And also, the park should remain on the city insurance. And then if you guys want to throw some money at the park, that would be great, but we do plan to have several fundraisers. So we have plans to raise the money for the park. So I know that budgets are tight, but those are the things that we are asking you for. And if you look through the rest of the packet, all the costs are laid out. And we have all the receipts and things from the people that we've talked to about the bids that we've collected. So, did we have any?
Melody and I were here about a year and a half ago and just mentioned it, and honestly we've been working, again, like Marcy said, trying to gather information so we were prepared and had numbers that we could show you guys. I'll give you some examples. We took what Iowa Economic Development originally and then Dan Dina made it a little more detailed for us.
With the drawing on the front.
Yeah.
Yes. We've already gotten quite a bit of donated labor. Alan Merchant is willing to do the planters for us. We have a lot of people that are willing to help with the labor. I've talked to the electric utility. They didn't commit to donating the lights, but they did say they put in every light in town. So I took that as a positive sign. And I said I would be back when we got permission. So.
I love this so much.
A lot of communities our size, smaller, are, using these areas, and it's just a great place for people to gather. I know during the cruise last year, vendors were set up in there, and it's just nice to see it, something appealing to the eye instead of, we get a lot of people that drive through. Yeah, that drive through and look at courthouses and shop from out of town, and our Iowa magazine brings a lot of people through the area because we advertise through BU on there, and everyone's like, what happened over there? It's just not
There's a lot of
appealing.
comments.
Yeah, we do get a lot of comments, so.
You guys are all on the edge of your seat, just waiting.
And I understand that you didn't.
Yeah, we
you
aren't
weren't given these grants.
I would just.
Yeah, if you want more time, so we.
No,
I'm sorry.
Take your time.
We were still gathering
It's
information
not doing
frantically.
anything right now except collecting more dust on the rocks, right? And my aspirations of ever putting a new city hall on there are gonna be years and years down the road. This park will be defunct by then, so.
So will you.
So will I. I really would like to see how we can get a bathroom in there.
We did too, but I know,
Are we gonna run out of space?
well, we can rework some things, and also, like, have you guys talked to Mr. Fisher about his property? Like,
I may not be the best person to do that.
Everybody says that.
okay, but we just kind of used, I know Sienna mentioned, we talked at our BU meeting, board meeting, and Matt said it was about 50 grand at Kiwanis Park, right? Is that for the bathroom? And we just felt like, oh boy, that's a lot for us to take on, so we didn't know to raise that. I know, like, over.
Kiwanis is more than just a bathroom, wasn't it?
Right. There's a shelter and all that stuff.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna put two, depends on how nuts you wanna get, because we could build a 10 by 10 or 10 by 20 stick building and put nice metal siding on it, run the plumbing from businesses nearby. Or
We got plumbing and we got water and sewer there.
Right.
It's a matter of finding it.
Sewer and
Right.
water,
Yeah.
right, but we could get we could get more or less a nice vented stick building put up there for probably fairly reasonable cost.
Imagine I can get some people to donate. I know I got people donating labor.
My question is, what's the, if you don't mind me asking a question,
No.
what's the vision for the long-term upkeep and maintenance of the park?
Well, we tried to keep it as low maintenance as possible. Again, like
But
Marcy
nothing's
mentioned.
low maintenance, it's always, I mean, 'cause we're gonna.
I mean, that's with anything. I would assume if it's a city park and it's city owned, I mean, we want to help too. And I mean, we've all said, we'll do our share. And
He's asking because usually all park maintenance falls on him.
exactly.
Right.
I understand.
Well, at least
that.
we're not just saying it's you.
Yeah.
But we're wanting to have like the pea gravel, so in the winter, we're thinking there probably wouldn't be much of the snow, I mean, there wouldn't be snow removal.
We don't have any park maintenance in the winter time.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the summer.
And we're thinking if,
There's not
You
gonna
have
be
an
any
ice rink
grass,
out there. There's probably gonna be people in
Well,
there.
yeah, that's true.
well, that's true, that's true.
so there's no grass,
So
So
my
there's
first
no
question
room.
is, if the food truck's gonna go there and benefit from doing all this,
Mhm.
or should they be a part of the upkeep when they're actually there working? Is that
That's a good-
something you would
that
work
is a
in?
good
Because obviously you're not gonna have just one food truck, because that would be.
Well, they'll rotate. I mean, I know people in town have, if they're not on Facebook, especially older people, they never know which food truck's going to be when, where. And so we thought it'd be nice to get like a schedule, maybe like every first Thursday it's going to be the Mexican, and the second Thursday it's going to be pizza, and the third it's going to be, and
Eastern
try to,
Bird or whatever.
yeah, exactly, whoever. So we only have room for one food truck at a time right now.
So maybe they have it for a week block, and then another one comes in for a week block, and then that week they might be responsible for making sure they're picking up all their garbage at the end of the day or whatnot.
That's a good idea.
At least then it kinda helps maintain it, I guess.
If there's people downtown eating for lunch and stuff like that, I mean, we'll still have to pick up trash and stuff like that from there and everything like that. I love the idea, I think it's a fantastic idea, I just. don't
That sounds
wanna-
like a yes, I'm gonna maintain it, so.
Well, this goes along with the same thing as the flower beds downtown, on the light posts. This goes along with that same thing. So, like, I mean, yeah, I don't wanna overcommit our guys at this point in time, our guys and gals, but I mean, I wanna see the idea happen, so I don't wanna be the roadblock to it. I think there's a creative solution we can come up with trying to figure out how to maintain and manage that, whether that be a group that works alongside us to adopt the park, or, if it's FFA, if it's, the high school kids. I mean, I've been trying to work with Kyle about doing the thing that they do in Marion, that's called One Day, that's like, high school kids go out and do it, I mean, that's a whole other side topic, but, I mean, there's some creative solutions we could try to come up with to make that happen. But, so I don't wanna be the deterrent, I'm playing devil's advocate.
No, you're right.
I'm trying to bring up all the things that will eventually end up
Well,
happening.
right now you're jumping on both sides of the fence.
I know I am because I want to see it.
Well,
I'm
he
being
brings
the
it
ultimate
into
government
point.
employee. I want to see it happen, but I also don't want to be saddled with having to maintain and
Right,
keep it up
yeah.
the entire time.
So as far as the like Celebration Park, what is the daily upkeep that you guys do? Do you, I mean, is there, do you guys go around? I don't.
We do rounds and empty
Every
trash.
day.
Every
Okay.
day.
I mean, for the most part in the summertime, yeah, because we have
Okay.
people eating at that park. Pretty much every day. So I mean, we definitely. I mean, I don't want to say that every day we do it, but I know we empty that trash out of there at least 2 or 3 times a week in the summertime. So I mean, if it's a swing by to pick up trash out of there, I mean, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like to pick up cans out of bags out of the trash can. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's making sure the upkeep and maintenance of that sort of facility. We want to make sure it's.
Can we approve the use and have you
That's-
guys just
that's
meet with
awesome.
Matt and have a plan before we have it all there, so everyone's on the same page?
Can you
who's
find the water and sewer,
responsible for
Craig?
what?
What is that?
Should be able to, the curb
Yeah,
stops should still
curb
be on
stops, right.
sidewalks, we just
Yeah.
have to dig down on the back
I
side.
remember where it was. I sound like Ron now. I remember when the
I
water
remember
was sewer
when
entrance.
that happened.
So I know where it's at.
I remember when it happened, you pinched it off. You shut the curb stop off and you bend over the copper.
Yeah, we would've had to.
Yep. You did. I
It's a
remember
small
that.
point, but would the restroom be towards the north, towards the front, so you wouldn't have to
I may have picked.
walk to the back of the property, use the restroom?
Well,
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like,
Makes more
do we
sense.
wanna have that sort of situation with the bathrooms, like
Yeah,
you
you don't
lock
want
those
it-
off and have cameras on them, so it might be a situation where we need to put a couple more cameras on bathrooms too, if we do a permanent bathroom over there.
I would put a camera on it anyway. We have one on the Palace Alley and
Yeah.
it just deters.
So we'll have to factor that into it, 'cause that'll be probably $4,000. For that. But I mean, it's part of the upkeep and maintenance of it too.
So the request is for use, like I said. Bethany said we can approve the use and then work out the details. So, at least you know we can move forward on something.
We could spec out a building, or maybe the group can spec out a building for a bathroom or something like that with the drainage and stuff. And they added a permanent bathroom, probably at most.
I think it is too.
And electrical too for your food trucks.
That should
Yeah.
come off the alleyway though.
Yeah.
It should, but we have to run it too. And
Yeah, I spoke to the electric utility about putting in I don't even know what you call it for the.
So they don't have to have a generator.
Yeah.
they're all smart cookies.
Well,
They're
they're
done in my house.
gonna be power for the restrooms anyway, and so
I think it's an awesome idea.
I do too.
I do.
Who did the art?
Totally different though, too, because it's different.
On here, Dandy now.
I was gonna say.
Because we had to lay all that concrete, we had to run
All right.
plumbing, and we had to do-
So we got a motion a second for
we did like
approving the use of the lot.
inside
Four.
the-
Been unlimited
structure, something
pocket
like
park.
that.
And the neighbors are all, they're happy with this idea.
Yeah, I've spoke to Lisa about it. I've given her a copy of the drawing. They would like some artwork on their wall. Again, we'll work as a committee with that, and they have some specifications as to how they want it, and I understand that completely. But yeah, they're game with it, and we've talked to them.
But as far as the title company, we haven't spoken with them because
There's
there's a
that
lot
lot in between.
Yeah.
And we did, when I spoke to Lisa, she brought up a good point. We did shorten it a little bit because, and I run into this behind Hinkle Creek, when semis come in, she asked if we didn't go all the way to the alley because then the semis have such a hard time unloading and loading back there. So we did bring it in 10 feet, 12 feet. And then we thought that would make a good place for like handicap parking. Or if the food truck wanted to have a couple, extra vehicles back there, we could just use that for parking. So we did make that adjustment.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? I probably could have just done that first. But no, it's a great idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, item Q, and I need motion approval of special events application for the Benton County Speedway Car Show on March 23rd, 2024.
Motion, second.
Motion by Tammy, second by Riley. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we need item S. I need a motion approval of city attorney correspondence. Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. So this is our official letter back to the board.
Yes, and invoice came in, Mr. Mayor, and we've already sent a whole bunch of invoices.
Fantastic.
From your city attorney.
I'm sure you'll get one from.
Well, yes, but he did call Jimmy and give him a heads up. He said, "Yep, just mail it to us." I want to know what the response is going to be. I said, "Well, obviously it'll be soon because we got an invoice."
Deal. And if y'all wondered why the big pile of dirt's out there on our mound out there, because they did call and ask if they could use it, and they said once they were done, they would make it better or the
Equal
same
to
or
or
better
better.
than it was before.
Yes.
So,
When you stand down there where the street's gonna go, that is a large mound of dirt looking out there. As in the one we have currently.
You just don't stare at it a lot.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, it was raining today, so I'm not proud of it. Is that, I mean, do we have any height?
mainly was on there because we had to preload the soil, so
Yeah,
we do something.
that makes sense. And we take off what we don't need, I guess, and still.
Yep. So yeah, at some point we'll be looking for a place to get rid of a bunch of dirt.
Yes, it looks that way, yes.
Hey, that's not a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Is it anywho? Did we vote already? We did not vote, but we should. Yes. Correct. Accurate statement.
It's been pretty quick.
No.
You can't always have 13-minute council meetings.
I have been
If
part
you're
of none
efficient,
of those.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on to reports. Mr. Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council, just want you to know that next meeting, you will have some paperwork setting a date for a public hearing for your SRF loan. Will be coming in, and then after that, first meeting in April will be your SRF hearing and enter into proceedings, and that is from John Danners. I did have a conversation with him. Here sounds like we may be getting a slight discount on the legal fees because we've done everything right there. So that's good news. Also, just wanted council to be aware that I will not be at the next meeting because I was planning on attending the Iowa Municipal Managers Institute as part of my 40 hours of continuing education requirement to keep my ICMACM credential manager. That's just part of it, not all of it.
What happened in town is that in this year?
Iowa City,
Oh.
which goes from Thursday and Friday of those days, but Friday we're off. It's a holiday anyway, so just want council to be aware.
Anything else?
Unless there's an objection, we can have my continue the end.
No, that was already been a thing. Okay. All right. Anything else? Chris? Chris, you got anything else? Craig, you got anything, or can I just skip over you?
Skip over.
All right. Anybody else over there I can't see?
Tom, airport, there's Scott.
Just need more money.
Scott,
Scotty?
you got anything?
Just let you know, got stump bids in. You probably noticed they've been starting grinding, so we'll be picking up, putting dirt in probably 2-3 weeks. We had like 85 total stumps, I think. So that's what we'll be busy doing. Graham, Tree Service got the bid.
Why was the street closed south of Fairway there?
There was a sewer. Was it a water?
Water and
main?
sewer to
Water
Ran a new water line in and fix the sewer for Mr. Pippin.
Yeah, that is out.
We eliminated 2 lead lines. Thank you very much.
Gold star for you.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
You said you don't have anything, right? Matt?
No, the gym floor's in. We've been getting a ton of kids in for the last week last week since we've had it up. All our summer hiring is done. We're sending out all the packets. We've got 26 lifeguards, 9 cashiers, 12 private swim instructors, 3 aides, 8 parks kids, and 1 umpire, and a summer intern. So we're in good shape. 26 guards. I mean, some of them do baseball, softball, so like it's not really 26 kids, but we're in good shape for summer. That's all I got.
That's good.
There is an excavator sitting out there north of the sewer plant, so it's at least sitting there. That's an improvement.
We got it all fenced off where the construction limits are now, or
It's staked, yes. Yep. Yep. So.
it ended up being like 20 acres.
Oh.
Yeah, we guessed 10 because we didn't know. And then Evan came back.
It was just 10 for the lagoon.
And then there was like 10 more
And then their
acres.
staging area, they took a little bit
Okay.
more.
It's
so
really
they could
19.8
access it,
acres.
so.
Maybe we should call them
Yep.
after the meeting.
Who, Mr. Sila? I think I've already conversed with him.
About that again.
Yes. About the exact.
He paid his first half rent was due on March
Yeah.
1st.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we didn't know how much to pay, and we said we'd clean it up at the end of the second half
We'll make it
taxes.
up in the.
We're discussing that little thing with them later on this year. You and I talked about.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa?
The electric utility would like to have a joint meeting or a work session with the council to talk about the sewer on East Second Street in front of the plant.
One they were gonna pay for?
Possibly. We're talking about the April 11th, before the April 11th council meeting. Because my second item, if you remember, next meeting, we have a special 6 o'clock meeting for the levy rate, public hearing, and that's it. And then we'll have our regular 7 o'clock. So that's why we're looking at the April meeting.
And you were not on the naughty list. You were not on the naughty list. For taxes. I'm like, North Liberty, I was.
So does the 11th work, 6 p.m.?
What day of the week is that?
It's before our April
Thursday,
council.
April 11th council meeting.
Hi, Susan.
I'm sure you'll send out invites, right?
I sure will.
I almost showed up at 6 today, not kidding, I thought this was that meeting, so.
Her email specifically said nothing special.
That's when, and then I asked her, I was like, wait, so we don't have a 6 o'clock meeting? She's like, no, that's the next one, and I was like, got it, I'll write that down and put it on the wrong day.
That it?
That's it.
Lovely. So a couple things. The reason you see a lot of people here is I asked Chris and Melissa that if anybody's on the agenda, that they need to be here or we're gonna table it. Because if we wanna have a discussion with somebody about what's on the agenda, they need to be here to talk about it. So, and that's pretty much gonna be, unless they got a good excuse, like Dakota tonight, it was his daughter's birthday. I'll give him off for that. So, but that's kind of moving forward kind of thing, is sometimes we take too many things for granted, not knowing the whole story. We may not be making the best decisions. I also asked Chris, as our new fiscal year starts to come around, that we start setting up quarterly budget
Would
reviews.
you like these dates, Mr. Mayor?
There you go, whatever those are. Well, we think we're gonna start setting up quarterly budget reviews with all the departments, so we can hold them more accountable to their budgets that they have, and make sure that they're following what they brought to us. It's gonna be better for us as things progress over the year, so we're not looking at a one-time end of the year number, I guess. We can see how it's progressing, and it should make our budget time go easier, I think, as well. So,
Can I make a request?
what?
I was just wondering if we could get an update from Blake on like where all the condemned buildings and everything are at, because I haven't heard anything about any of them lately.
I can ask Chief and ask Blake that.
What else? Got your email. What am I missing?
Oh, you got the majority. I think it's all that first.
Good. That was the big things. So, all right.
If you're on the agenda, being here is, to me, is the most important item.
I wanna look you in the face when you tell me no.
That's, we never tell you
No.
that.
I just throwing that out there.
You should be the happiest guy in the city, I'm telling you.
I'd love to.
The one other thing, the council's gonna have to get here together as a work session or something, and you are going to have to decide if you guys want us to do anything with the police union contract. They can't just go ahead and open it up, the council's gonna have to approve that and move forward. So
Have they
either that's gonna have to be an
formally
agenda on, or we need to go talk to it in a work session with our city attorney, but
Have they formally requested it?
they have not.
They have not formally requested, although this afternoon I did receive a call from the Teamsters.
So, that'll be something you guys will have to decide. And I'd like to have it, I don't know, when's Ron gonna get back, because that'll be coming to a head here sooner rather than later.
I think he'll be here next meeting. And hopefully he was in good enough shape to do that. He was able to form complete sentences today, so he was. You laugh, but shoulder surgery's serious, man.
I didn't realize it affected your vocal cords and your ability to comprehend and make cognizant reasoning, but that's okay. But yeah, that's gonna be a big one and a big decision to make.
If you're on opioids, it makes a difference.
So tell me what, if council decides, okay, does that go back to committee or does it proceed as an entire council matter?
I just have to ask our city attorney about that, because I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, actually, we have a meeting next week with city attorney about a different thing about your cell phone tower, so I could ask him then.
Is that a him question or a Holly question, I guess?
Well, I see Holly in person on Thursday.
That might be a good time to ask her when she's on somebody else's dime.
I would bet it's a Holly question.
Yeah, she is actually one of the featured speakers at IMMI that I will be attending. And so is Pat O'Connell.
Okay, anything else? About some good welfare.
Fish fry next week.
Ooh.
Oh, it is?
That sounds good.
Where's the fish fry?
Fire department.
No, fire department.
21st. No,
What?
22nd.
That's you, so Friday?
Friday, yes.
Okay, 22nd.
It's
Yeah.
going Friday.
It's Tuesday, the first day of spring. It is. And community garden is open. Now, we are taking reservations for the community garden. I'm in charge of it once again. So.
Lovely. And there is new roads going in out at the Braille School. Get that finished out.
Yes.
Sell cars at the Dollar
Looks
Tree.
like
They
the
did.
Family Dollar.
Well, that was Sunday because they were loading everything
No,
out.
today opened today.
Oh, they opened
They had
today.
a soft opening.
No.
today.
No, I went out to
I
visit.
saw that, I was like,
They're opening tomorrow now.
Oh.
They had a sign in the window saying open or whatever, but then they took it out.
It was a little too
It was a
soft.
little too, yeah.
you see they were closing 1,000 of those, but then opening.
I saw that.
It's like, well, hurry up, open the doors.
That's right.
So a little non-related city thing, our company was actually the ones that you saw in the paper that said, we're the ones moving that tree of 5 seasons. So,
Wow.
we are super excited about that.
I bet.
Good deal. All right, we need a motion for adjournment. Motion by Bethany,
Second.
second by Riley.
So we're talking about